So we're continuing Ephesians chapter 5. We're looking at verses 28 through 30. And again, this is part of a conversation that Paul is having specifically about marriage being like Christ in the church, and then how wives are supposed to behave and act when their husbands act accordingly as well. And so he says, verse 28, so husbands ought to love. Again, we're in this Greek word agapao, which is what Paul uses, I think, in the entire book. He doesn't use any other Greek word for love, which is unconditional love. So husbands ought to unconditionally love their own wives as their own bodies. Or you take care of your own body. You love your own body. You're not going to do something to cause yourself physical pain if you don't have to do it. He says, he who loves, agapao, unconditionally loves his own wife, unconditionally loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh. The word hated is the word misio, where we get the word misery. And that word means detested. Nobody detested their own flesh. Now, you might not like the way you look in an outfit, but you don't hate yourself. You feed yourself, you sleep, you do everything you can to look presentable. And he says, so verse 29, no one ever detested his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it. That word cherish, or cherishes, is the Greek word thalpo, which means warms or fosters. So you get the concept of basically there's a campfire nearby, it's freezing cold outside, and Paul is saying, look, nobody ever chose to just stay in the cold if they can warm themselves up. You nourish your body, you cherish your body, you warm your body up. Right? If you're freezing cold, you get near the fire so you can take care of your body, because hypothermia isn't as much fun as it might seem. And so he says, no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as Christ also does the church, because we are parts of his body. We're members, we're limbs. It's the Greek word there, menos, which is limbs. So there's one body, and we're all limbs, menos, we're parts, we're members, we belong to the body. If your hands are cold, you're not going to just stick them in snow. You're going to put them near the fire to warm them up. You're going to cherish and nourish your body. And this is because you care for it. You should care for your wives. You should unconditionally love your wives. And so this is what Paul is saying. Husbands, if you do what you're supposed to do, if you follow the commands of Christ and you obey him, then your wives will have no problem loving you, cherishing you, serving you, caring for you, and subjecting themselves to your leadership, because you submit to the rule of love, that you love your wives unconditionally, that you serve them. And so that is Ephesians chapter 5, verses 28 through 30.